Hi, my name is Matthew Belisario. Thank you for coming by the Belisario Sonic YouTube channel. I'm coming to you from the heart of the Deep South on the outskirts of Birmingham, Alabama. We're talking about music and records, doing record reviews. I have an extraordinary album today, and I think maybe I'm going to change my introduction to say extraordinary records for extraordinary listeners like yourselves out there. Another album here that I'm really excited to play for you guys, the third installment of the three albums that are out by Shutaro Matsui, an incredible trumpet player, but also an incredible arranger and a wonderful tunesmith, if you will. In other words, the songs that he writes, which are a majority of the songs on these two albums, all the songs are his except for two classical tunes that he's taken and he's crafted into these really cool jazz tunes. So I'm going to play this third record for you guys called Fragments. I would recommend getting all three of these because this live record only contains tunes off of the second studio album. And there's one extra track on here called Cat's Battle, which is not on either of the studio albums. But nothing from the first album is on this, on the vinyl version. Okay, there's 7 tracks on here. Now, in this setting, you've got Shutaro playing in a quartet setting. And these guys all, again, are exceptional musicians. Of course, Shutaro playing the trumpet. Unbelievable tone. Love his phrasing. One of the few, I think, guys that can take classical tune and turn it into a convincing jazz tune with the arrangements. That's not easy to do. You get guys like Winton have done it. But it's not something that's commonly done, not something that's easily done. Almost like the Brad Mehldau playing the Beatles tunes, right? Where it's very convincing arrangements, very well done, very musical, where your average jazz people that play a rock tune and try to jazz it up, it always sounds like a Muzak thing or some background music. It just doesn't come off convincingly, and usually people that do that, it comes off kind of cheesy. But long story short here, Shutaro is playing with 3 other fabulous musicians on this live album. You've got Kento, again with these names, I have to get better at pronouncing these. Kento Tsubosaka on the piano, wonderful pianist. You have Shimpei Ogawa on the bass, and Kunito Kitai on the drums. Excellent drummer, excellent bass player. 3 tunes on side A, 4 tunes on side B. Again, tunes that are primarily off of the second album called Dance Macabre. Again, I would pick all 3 of these up, but at very minimum, I would pick up the live one, and I would definitely pick up this first album. This first album smokes. If you don't have it, you're missing out. So, and none of those tunes that are on that are on this. All right. So let's go ahead and put this on. Before I do, I just would like to talk briefly about modern jazz and why I think that this is really what's going to save music, because jazz is kind of a live music thing, okay? We're going to hear it on this record. These are real people playing real instruments, and that's really what music started off as before the recorded mediums, right, that we have that came along in the 1800s. We had nothing that would record music, so all those performances are in people's heads. So I was listening to a video by Andy Edwards. I was on his show a couple of months ago, had a little debate on modern jazz, which he admittedly doesn't even listen to modern jazz, but yet he makes another comment today or yesterday. He did a video on the whole Smalls debacle, which you guys saw probably. If you're a jazz fan, you saw everything on the Instagram and all that kind of stuff about the guitar player getting told to get off the stage, which was probably definitely the right thing to do. I would say, not probably, because if you go into this musical setting where you have an understood language that you're playing on stage, which in this case is going to be more straight ahead jazz where people can get up and they can jam. If you don't know the tune, you can't improvise on the melody. And of course, Andy Edwards thinks that you can just get up there and play your armpit or whatever you want to do, and that's cool, and that's musical, and that's something that's just so cutting edge. But really, there's nothing musical about it. It's just novelty. So I do want to talk about this briefly. I'm going to play this record for you as I always do. I want your comments on this whole Smalls debacle where you get this guitar player up there. He's demanding that they play. You know, it's one thing to call a song and the band can play the tune, and you're going to be able to improvise and play the tune, play along with it, and all that kind of stuff is great. That's what the jam session is about. The jam session is about getting up there and playing with your peers and getting better, learning from other people that you're playing with, and also trying to come up with new things on your own, because that's kind of what jazz is about. It's about improvising. You don't play the same solo every time the same way like you would in a rock song, right? If you go and listen to an Eagles concert, they're going to play that Hotel California solo pretty close to what it is on the record. And if it wasn't done so, people in the audience would be really pissed off, right? With jazz, people don't expect that. And what makes a live record like this so special is that you hear these highly talented, whether they're self-taught or they learn in school, because it's always a combination of both. That's another thing that Andy Edwards talks about is, that's your self-taught is better than being taught in a school. Well, no, it's not, because not everybody, everybody's self-taught to a certain extent, because you have to learn from somebody somewhere. You don't just come up with this stuff out of your butt, okay? You don't just pick up an instrument and then walk out there and just start playing something that you have no ability to play the instrument, right? So everybody's self-taught because everybody's listening to somebody else, and then they're interpreting it, whatever the person's telling you, right? And then you take it and you do what you want with it. So that's really the most important thing, is not where you're getting the information from, but how you're interpreting it, and then what you're going to do with the knowledge that you have. And of course, in jazz, most real jazz players are listening throughout the history of jazz for the most part. They will at least want to be familiar with the different time periods of jazz, the different types of subgenres that there are, and the quote unquote legends, the ones that kind of led the way into these different subgenres, okay? That's important. Those people will always be the unique people, the Thelonious Monk, right? With that unique way of playing and the unique composition style. And that, but for some reason, Andy Edwards thinks that, if you take from that and you're going to make your own variation of that, that's worth nothing, and that's BS. And when people go out to hear live jazz music, they would beg to differ with Andy, because they're going to hear real people playing real instruments, and they're going to love it. They're going to go out and they're going to love hearing that music, the interaction of this live band, whether they're playing a Monk cover or playing something like Shutaro is doing here, his own tunes, right? So the whole Smalls debacle, it was right to ask that guy to get off the stage. The guy was being a real jerk. And also, it's the context of what's going on. And I promise I'm going to play this record for you guys, but I want your comments on this whole thing, this whole jazz jam session etiquette. And there is an etiquette, okay? Ornette Coleman didn't just go up and blow someone's jam session up. He actually got musicians that were around him that wanted to try the experimentation that he wanted to try. He didn't just go up to a straight ahead jam session and just start screwing everybody up and start, we're not playing this. You play it like I'm going to play it. Now, what language are you? You're playing bebop? We're not playing bebop here, even though you have a whole band that's expecting to play bebop or hard bop or whatever, straight ahead jazz. And so there's a context of what you're expected to do in the jazz etiquette that when you get on the stage. It doesn't need to be the gatekeepers. The gatekeepers are the people that you're playing with. If you're going to be an idiot and go up and play something at a jam session that has nothing to do, you're not speaking the same language. It would be like me going to somebody's house, just barging in, and everybody there speaks Japanese, and I just come down and sit down and insist that I'm going to speak English and have a conversation with them. And they're all going to look at me like I'm freaking crazy and probably tell me to go out and get out of their house because they have no clue what I'm talking about. That's what the jam session etiquette is about. If you want to go play some crazy stuff, then go to a jam session where people are expecting to play avant-garde, free jazz, whatever it is that you want to do. Bring your, toilet up there to flush, whatever you want to do on the stage, where people are going to expect that, and it's going to be in the context of what all the other musicians are actually doing. So let's get to Fragments. Again, this guy's a fantastic trumpet player. This is what, to me, excites me about new jazz. Great players like this, great arrangers. He takes this Danse Macabre and does an absolutely fantastic job with it. And of course, all of his own tunes are just fantastic. All right, so enough from my little rant there on the whole Smalls jazz jam etiquette. Let's play this album, and let me go ahead and put this up for you. We are going to start off on side A as always, and we're going to play some tunes off of this, and let's do it. And all these pressings have been wonderful. You know, for pretty quiet. We're on the turntable cam. First tune, it's called Fragments. And again, this tune here is found on the second album, Dance Macabre. Yeah. Insert is only one side on this one. It's all in Japanese. Other side's blank, which is different than the other two. So these were recorded at two different places. Kento Tsubosaka on the piano, Shimpei Ogawa on the bass, Kunito Kitai on the drums. Recorded at the Summit Tomo Life Izumi Hall. Also at the Suntory Hall Blue Rose. Yeah. Here's the hype sticker. It does come with the same type of inner sleeve here for the record. Really nice recording. Recording sound engineer, Chorukiko Kikuchi. Recording editing engineer, Hajime Hara. Mixing engineer is also Toru Kikuchi. Mixed out for the record was done at Victor Studios. Mixing engineer in the studio was Akitomo Takakua at Victor Studio. Mastering engineer Kenji Matsunaga at Warner Music Mastering. Again, forgive me for my pronunciations here. I will get better. Try to get better. Again, this is on the Avex label, which as are the other first two. Same type jacket, pretty, thick cardstock. Nice pressing. Nice. These drums sound wonderful. Nice resonance. And a very lively recording. So you can hear quite a bit of reverb in there from the hall or wherever they're at. You hear a little bit of that for sure. Killer drummer. Kunito Kitai. Yeah. That's what I love about live jazz. Shutaro plays, of course, the trumpet on this record. He's also playing a flugelhorn on a couple of tracks, and he's playing a piccolo trumpet on the last tune, Cat's Battle, along with the trumpet. So, and I think Shutaro also plays piano too, so just not on the records. So a very live mix. I mean, you can hear everything in both speakers. It's like you're in the hall. It's a pretty big sound. So you do hear a lot of the, again, reverb type of sound. It's a very lively recording, but it sounds very good. a live record anyway. Yeah. All right. So that was Fragments. I'm going to let the next tune play, which is called Tiger March, which is going to kind of take you back to that more New Orleans-y kind of sound. Very cool stuff. Again, very memorable tunes. Catchy melodies. That phrasing. Yeah. I mean, guys, not just technically great, musically, just, you can be really good at technically, you know, very technical on your instrument. It doesn't mean you're musical. This guy's musical. Kento Tsubosaka on the piano. Nice. Hopefully he's got something coming out this year in 2026. I don't know. I'm going to definitely be keeping up with what he's doing. And this is, again, one of these young artists that you can get on the ground floor, so to speak, and start collecting his records and follow what he's doing. Hopefully see him live somewhere. Nice. Again, you have that catchy head, but all that awesome improvising. Very cool stuff. All right, what I'm gonna do is flip it over. That's the first two tracks off of side A. We're gonna flip it over because I want to play. I'm probably gonna play the first three tracks off of side B. I want to play the ballad. I know, you know, when I talk to a lot of these jazz musicians at the jam session, especially guys that have been around for a while, like Jose, always says that the ballads are the hardest to play well. You know, you can get away with some stuff playing quick, but not on a ballad. You have to be melodic, and your tone has to be pristine, which this guy's is. This one's called Little Cradle Song. And this is the first track off of side B on that Dance Macabre album. And on this tune, he's playing the flugelhorn. Then we'll listen to Beijinho, and then we'll listen to Dance Macabre. We'll close out on that. Appreciate you guys joining me and checking this album out. Again, the third of this trilogy, this series on all three of these albums. All three worth adding to your collection for sure. And if you're going to have to order overseas, you may as well get a few records to make it worthwhile for the extra shipping that you're going to spend. So. If you guys missed my review of the Nariyoshi Kikuchi Dub Sextet, definitely go check that out. Really killer album, also a live album. Beautiful. There's always going to be a place for music like this. Always. And especially in a live setting. And as AI gets more and more out of control, I think more people are going to be gravitating to live music. I really do. Because people want to hear real artists. People want to see real artists. They don't want fake stuff. And jazz, to me, no matter what subgenre you're talking about, is that human experience being conveyed through music, live or recorded like this. I like the artwork on these. My only criticism of this release is I would rather have this side Japanese on this side. I would rather have English like they did on the second album, which I thought was pretty cool. So that's my only criticism of this. And I'd like to have liner notes that we could read in English. But other than that, the music is fantastic. The pressing is wonderful. Of course, the playing on this is just unbelievable. Beautiful pressing so far from Japan, none that need to be sent back. I've got some other releases I'll be releasing soon that I didn't get to at the end of last year that I want to review, a couple of records. This one, a little cradle song, again, it's off of this second album from 2024. And again, I do recommend getting this first album minimum along with this live one, because again, the tunes on here are not on here, but most of the tunes that are on this are on this. But of course, different lineups. I recommend all three. It's a wonderful trilogy in my opinion. 3 great records by an incredible musician, incredible talent. And this next tune's called Meijinho. And then we'll close out on Dance Macabre. Appreciate you guys joining me. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think of this guy. And let me know also what you think of the Smalls debacle, where they, you know, get rid of the guy that can't play and can't speak the same language that everybody else on the stage can speak. So let me know what you guys think of that. It's a nice immersive live experience. Again, you have Shutaro playing the flugelhorn on this tune as well. Bass sounds nice. Again, it's a nice live recording, so don't expect it to sound like these studio recordings. You definitely have a more lively, airy sound to this, where you can hear the room, and not quite as much depth as you would on these studio recordings, but for a live recording it sounds wonderful. Shimpei Ogawa on the bass. Nice. All right, we're going to close out with Dance Macabre, which is off of his second album, also titled that. This is freaking killer. We'll close out with this. Incredible playing. And again, what a cool arrangement. Nice. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me today, joining me, checking out this wonderful artist, these new albums. Give the thumbs up for these artists. Share the videos with other people. Leave your comments. Love hearing from you guys. Got a lot more reviews coming your way, so stay tuned. I have a really cool SACD that I'm going to review that's really awesome. So stay tuned for that. A lot of cool stuff coming your way. Yeah. one for the collection. Again, wonderful players on here. Kento Tsubosaka on the piano, incredible. Shimpei Ogawa on the bass. Kunito Kitai on the drums. And of course, Shutaro Matsui on the trumpet, flugelhorn, and piccolo trumpet. Until next time, folks, happy listening. Nice. Nice, incredible, immersive live experience here for you. All right, folks, peace out. Happy listening to y'all.